All right, I think we're live. Let's go ahead and see what's up, everyone. Let me refresh this. I want to see if we
my name, love you, love you.
ads. How do we turn ads off for the lives? All right, everyone. If anybody is there, if they can't hear me, say something inside the chat. Let me know. I'm trying to. That's not good. You can tell I live in Thailand, right?
Hey, I'm Joey, and I'm one of the 30 AI voices from SpeechLove. You listened to this video until now and you probably...
If they can't hear me, okay, something inside the chat, let me know. All right, so I see there is a bit of a delay. All right, I better turn that That's not good. You can tell I live in Thailand, right? All right.
Hey, I'm Joey, and I'm one of the 30 AI...
Okay, let's see. All right, everyone, what's up? I'm just getting started with these lives, so you're going to have to bear with me for a moment. It's going to take a bit to kind of get used to this. I'm using this software. I want to see how it works. So I have something for the chat so that way I can see comments. I definitely want to open this up so that way it's fully engaging. You can ask questions. Housewives Delight, what's up? Right? Well, what a intro to this is sort of like my first live. What an intro, right? The ads. I get some funny ads out here. Yo, Ben, what's up, man? How you doing? Okay, cool. Awesome. Good to see you here, Ben. And I'm glad to see that this is working. I think you guys are seeing a screen share, right? Yeah, there we go. All right. I'm getting the hang of this. I think maybe after the second or third live, it's going to be a lot more smoother. What's up, Caripos? I know I'm going to butcher names. Please don't be offended. All right. So, yeah, getting all set up here. I just wanted to open this up, and I want to just be able to connect with everyone, especially since we're going more into the design focus. I thought it would be great to start doing some of these lives where we could start looking a little bit more at web design and, showing a bit more of the processes behind it and open it up so that way we could have, dialogue, go back and forth and talk a bit more. All right, what's up? Yo, David, no pressure at all. I'm going to totally mess up, but it's all good. I'm going to have fun doing it. Oh, man, I'm so excited to see everyone here. Awesome. So I hope you all are doing good wherever you're at. Oh, thanks, Sumita. I hope I say that right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dope. I am digging this. I am really digging this. All right. So if you see me kind of swiveling my head a bit, it's because of my setup. Just the way that everything is and like the flow of the room. I have my main monitor right here. Then I got my second monitor, but I have it vertically right here. I feel like having the vertical monitor on the side has helped out my workflow. I could see more of like the website when I'm building it, or if I put a design, it's a lot easier for me to put my mock-up right there and then work on the design. But then my camera's right here because my camera won't fit on top. All right. Tazwur, what's up? From Pakistan, what's up? Oh, man, I'm so glad to see you here. Mohit, definitely. Yeah, you know what? We're going to start doing these. I want to start doing these more frequently. I just want to have a chance to connect with everyone. Plus, I'm always geeking out. I'm always figuring stuff out. And, and then I'm also connecting with a lot of other designers, developers, creatives, agency owners. And I thought, like, dude, let's just open it up so that way I look at it for me. I know what it was like starting off. I used to watch a bunch of videos, but I was alone. I was by myself for years doing this. And I figured out that we don't have to be by ourselves when we're doing this. So I definitely want to change that. And yeah, I'm still inside Thailand, Moa. This is my home. I'm up in Chiang Mai, Thailand. That's north of Thailand. All right, what's up, as like for me? Cool, cool. Hey, so I want to see who's interested in checking out how I find some of my graphics to use on my website. That's what I wanted to do on this first one. Like just recently I was creating some graphics for my website and I just had the idea because I remember, like, I don't know if you could relate to this, but like when creating a website for a client or designing it, like it's sometimes difficult enough to get pictures from the client. Usually I'd have to find our own pictures and go through like Unsplash and like other, sources to find images. It was always hard to get photos from the client or content from the client. But then what about graphics? What about those things? And then you look at websites and see designs on Dribble, Behance. We see websites like on Awards and even, on the Elementor for like the sites of the month. They have these really dope graphics and how to get those. So I found out some ways of getting them. I've been doing them now for years, and I'm going to show you some of the things that I do to get my graphics. All right, Experto, what's up, man? From Spain. All right, hey, that's Hugo, right? I think that's Hugo. It looks like your profile picture. It's a little tiny, but I think so. All right, so check it out. If anybody has any questions too, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this. If anyone has questions, definitely drop them in there. Drop them in the chat. Dude, Midjourney for sure. So right now, like I do have some stuff coming out about Midjourney, about ChatGPT. I'm like doing a lot of testing. I really want to do some testing to see how I can make it work in a real world use. Like I could see already like just playing with Midjourney and other tools as well that are a little bit similar. Nothing as good as Midjourney or close to that I found so far. I could see like the possibilities, but I really want to put it to you. So I got something about that coming out really soon. Yeah, Midjourney's super dope. Hugo, I knew it was you. Cool. Thanks, Ghana. Man, it means so much to hear that. That makes me just motivated to keep on doing this. All right, so really quick, I'm just going to show a few things that I do. So if I go over here, oh wait, like I said, it's going to take me a minute to get used to this, but it's all good. Now, if I go here, I just want to show like an example. And this is just like a good starting point and just a few tricks that I do. And definitely, I want to hear from all of you as well if you have other tricks or questions as well as far as getting graphics. Like this right here, this is just a basic like homepage right here. How do you resolve Elementor server error 500? Oh, dude, that's hosting. Anything in the 500s errors, that's usually server related. That's with the hosting. So first off, Mohit, I'm going to deviate a bit because this is a really easy problem to fix. Whenever you get hosting, make sure you got good support. Support you can contact that can take a look at it right away. And if you don't got that, you got to change hosting. Having that support for hosting is an absolute must. And that'll solve your server 500 errors. Having hosting support that could go in and find out why is this happening. All right, so check it out. So we got something like this right here. And when you have something like this, we got to be able to put a graphic here. We got to find icons, stuff for the backgrounds, side-by-side graphics, backgrounds right here. Now, usually what I like to do is I like to look around and kind of think of like a theme that I want to do, like what kind of direction that I'm going in. And what's up, Mohit? Man, good to see you. Good to see you. All right. All right, cool. I said, this is my first time. Hey, I told you I was going to mess up a bit. It's going to happen. Good thing I got my tea. All right, so when I am looking for graphics, now, first thing, have you guys ever started building a website, putting everything together and like trying to get super creative with it? You build it out, you finish up the page, but something looks off. Have you ever had that happen where the design or just something about the look of it looks off, but it's hard to put a finger on it? Well, I learned a trick from a design friend of mine. And the trick that I do is you start removing things one at a time from the design. And usually, once you remove enough stuff, then all of a sudden it'll start to look good. A lot of the times when the design looks off is because either too much is being added to it or the stuff being added to it is not right or it's not positioned right. So that's how I like to start. I always like to start off with a very clean, minimal slate. Having something clean and minimal is going to win always more than something that has too much on it. So, like something like this right here. Now, I would like to look for a theme, and some of the resources that I use. I'm not going to go to Midjourney yet. I'm testing Midjourney. Midjourney is now a new resource that I'm using. I'll do another live coming up with Midjourney. I just want to be more prepped for it. I want to do more testing and have more of a design flow with it. But some of them, I lost one. One of my favorites right now is this one. I just got this over Black Friday. I paid something that was like $40 for like half the year or something. It's like a really reasonable price. But what I'm looking for, when I'm looking for graphics, I'm looking for things that, illustrations, but ones that look usable. Like right here, if I go, where's my illustrations? That's branding. Go here to the full one for the illustration. So when I'm looking at this, now I don't see these as really being usable except for like rare cases. But then I'll get to something like this right here. Like this grains, this abstract blurry. I could totally see this working inside of design. Same thing for these contours. This could be super dope. Like I could see this right here working. In fact, we're going to try using this right here. And I'll show you how I'll take this and put this into a design. These right here are super dope. I love like these kind of graphics right here. These are fun to use. So, same thing for these blurry, grainy gradients. These are all like really cool right here. Now I could see these being used. And now these over here, these could be used for other things. I don't really see them being used for web. Not like in the current days. Maybe several years ago it could have worked. Then we got things like, 3D elements. Now, if we're going to go into like the direction of using 3D icons, it could really work well. Yeah, Mohit, for something like this right here, you could get unlimited access. I believe it's like $9 a month or something. You could just pay for it and use what you need to use for the time. And you're good with it. Another one I use, and now this one, all right, Elementor Elements. Who uses Elementor? All right, I have a love-hate relationship with Elementor Elements. First, there's so much garbage to go through. You got to go through so many bad things. But if you go through the bad things and start to look for the right stuff, you could find some really cool stuff in here. Like I'll go to the graphics and I'll go to objects right here. And I could go through the objects and I could start to look for stuff. Maybe I'll add like Figma right here and like start to narrow down the searches. This takes a little bit more time. I remember I actually used this before in some graphics that I did. These are like really decent icons. Now, if you're going to go inside this direction right here, these could be great icons to use in a section like this. That could be super dope. Yeah, ask like for me. Yeah, I know. Avanto, they got a lot of good stuff in here. They do have a lot of good stuff. Now, I keep going with the Vanto for a few reasons. One, I do find good elements that I could use inside my designs. It does take a bit of time because you got to download a lot of stuff, and some of it is just old or it's just like really not built that well. One thing I wish they had like a reviews thing, like where we could give like stars to it, so that way it could help us filter through what's good and what should probably be cleaned up and removed out of it. But they do have a lot of other good things like photos, stock videos, and stuff that I use for my YouTube channel as well. Another one, this is one that I really like right here, UI8. Now, it costs a bit. It's not cheap, but it is definitely worth it. Like, let's go over here to illustrations. Now, illustrations has got some really good ones, and it's constantly being updated. Like, if I'm going through it, trying to look for something I could see that'll work on the web. Let's see. I know we got some stuff in here. This right here, like this could be super dope. Geometric mask. Now they're using it for posters and stuff like this, but let me see. We could use it in Figma, and I'm sure we could tweak it around where we're only using like this mask right here. That could look really cool. Wow, this is dope right here, actually. Yeah, something like this could definitely be used. Now, I could see this being used on like an elegant site, like a site that maybe would be for like a woman's fashion that needs that more elegant type of look and feel. All right, everyone. And I'm checking the chat too, just to see, if there's any questions or things like that that pop up. So that's pretty dope right there. Let me go back. And we can see, okay, more mask right here. So good icons, again, you just got to kind of go through stuff. And the same thing, let me see here. I know the 3D assets are pretty dope. And 3D I feel like it's current, like this is cool right here. Like I could definitely see something like this being used. And like you could use something like this, not just as like as an icon. I could see this being used as a bigger graphic. Let me show. I'm going to go ahead and find a 3D one. In fact, let me go here to our graphics. I'm going to put 3D. I'm just going to try one out. Should we do something with science? Yeah. I want something more minimal, more simplified, nothing too complicated. That looks kind of dope. All right, we're going to do this megaphone real quick because I think it's going to be a light download. Yo, Imran, what's up, man? I got to give it up to Imran because he has been one of the biggest inspirations for me to get off my you-know-what and start doing these. definitely setting the bar high. It's good to see you here, man. All right, let's go ahead and maybe that won't work so great on it, but let's go ahead and give it a try. All right, let me go ahead and remove that background. I'd probably put something like this going off the screen right here, but then on top of it, go ahead and lock all this in. I like to work with overlays a lot. So you probably have to put the overlay a bit more or make that smaller. Yeah, I probably would fix that one up right there. I don't know, I'm geeking out, and I'll check back over here. All right. Of course. Of course, Imran is working on videos for sure, man. Hey, good to see you drop in for sure. And you know, that's just one way to come up with a graphic. I mean, this is just, I just want to show my source. And the reason why I wanted to show this was because, let me stop the screen share really quick, and I'm going to jump back into it because I definitely want to explore a couple other things to show you. The thing is, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't use AI. I know a little bit of AI to tweak things and to, like, you know, do a few things that I need. And if I need to do more, I could go ahead and follow a few YouTube videos. But I don't use like AI and do graphic design. I found there's a way to come up with graphics a much different way. There's a way to do it without being like, you know, getting into graphic design and do it just for web. Things like background images. Another resource I like to use, if we go over here to Figma, we could go over to the community. And okay, I already started playing around with it. We could go over here to visual assets and start finding stuff in here. Like I like to search for shapes. So if we go here to shapes, then we could see a lot of resources over here that we could use inside our graphics. Like this right here, I could totally see this one being used. This is super dope. Now there was one, let me go down. Right here. So you can see like this right here. Like when I look at this, I see all the possible, oops, I'm not screen sharing. All right, my bad. I wasn't screen sharing the Figma. All right, backtrack real quick. Go to Figma, go to your community. You could check out visual assets right here. You could search them. I like to look for shapes. Then you could go down and you could find all these kinds of shapes that you could use for your project. This right here, this is super dope. In fact, I want to get a copy of it because I could see this using inside the background for sure. This is really, really cool right here. So let me get a copy of that. All right. Let me go back to my community tab right over here. Uh-oh. Is it being shared now? Can you guys see my screen? Let me know if you can see my screen. I'll keep going. I don't want to. Well, I can see over here. I can see my live screen. Wait. Okay, it should be on now. All right, cool. Just want to make sure. If not, please let me know inside the chat if it's not sharing. All right, cool. So I just showed this one right here. I just grabbed this one from the community, but another one as well. Let me go back here to the community. Like this one, I can see the geometric shapes and totally can see how this can work. Now, it's a bunch of little shapes, but if we go over and check out updated website right here, you'll see that we're using these shapes inside there. So let me go here. You see, like for the graphics, we got these circles and squares. I got this graphic piece right over here, but if you look at all the elements inside of there, let me go down, we can see these elements being used. These are all coming from here. So these shapes, we just take these, we change the colors around, and then we could use them as SVGs. Let me show how I do that. So I'm going to, let me see. Which one should we use? Let's go ahead and just keep it easy right here. I'm going to download this one right here. Let me make sure I can. All right, let's see here. Let me dismiss that. I'm going to download it as a SVG. All right, just want to make sure it's got it. Let me download that. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I could see this one being kind of cool as well. Let me export that as an SVG. I always do SVGs because it's going to keep it really light. No, I'm going to also take this. I could see that one being kind of cool. I like to play with that. All right, let me go ahead and export that as well. Now I'm going to go over here to my image maker here. Let me duplicate this. Let me remove, oops. All right, the header is good right there. Let me go ahead and remove that. All right, I'm going to take this in. I'm going to go to my downloads and, which one? You know, I'm just going to, let me try this circle. I think this circle would be kind of cool. All right, now I would take this circle right here. And I would like to change the colors up of it. So I got my set colors right over here. I go ahead and change them to like, let's just go ahead and make them yellow. Now I'm going to mask these two up. Oh, that didn't mask the way I wanted it. No, that's not what I want to do. Come on. All right. You know what? I don't even have to do that since we're going to be doing this in Elementor. I'm trying to do something too difficult right now. Let me go ahead and simplify this. All right, I'm going to just export this as the yellow one right here and just yellow graphic. Then I'm going to go over to my page right here. Let's go ahead and edit this with Elementor. All right, for the background right here, I'm going to put the background color, and I'm going to use my blue right here. Let me go ahead and change these colors around. Make that white. I always got to have my global set up. That is the first step that I always do. And it's just for this reason right here. I'm going to make this yellow. Now I know these colors aren't the best right now. Just want to do something kind of quickly. I'm going to delete that right now. And now inside the background right here for the container background, I'm going to go to the overlay. I'm going to add that yellow graphic. Then here I want to make the opacity 100. I'm going to put on no repeat. I'm going to go center right, push it all the way over to the right. And then I can still tweak it around, but we already have like a graphic right over here. You know, I could make, this is quite wide right here. And I'm going to keep it wide. You know, another thing that could be done too as well, I use flat icon a lot as well. You know, like you could use an icon and find an icon and find a way to turn one of these into graphics as well. You know, if we were to do like a background right here, I like to do a background. Let's go ahead and make this, I'm going to put a gradient right here. Let's turn this yellow so the call to action stands out. And then right here, we're going to turn this one. Yeah, yellow. I want to make the call to action stand out. Now, we could pull one of our other graphics that we got. And this is like a cool graphic to use. Now here I go down here and I go to my vectors. And I click inside here and I just go to all of them. And then I change the color. I could do, nah, yellow wouldn't work here. I'd use white. But then here's a graphic right here. And same thing, all you gotta do with this graphic is just drop down and export the SVG. It takes a lot of playing around with. What I like to do is I like to come up with a theme. Am I going to use gradients? Am I going to use something grainy? Like if we were to go over here, I'm experimenting with these right now because I'm really digging this one a lot. Let me go to my profile, to my downloads. I got a subscription over here. All right, let's see. Let me get these contours real quick. I want to play around with that. I see this being super dope right here. Splashes I see being super dope. Let me download the SVG. Even though I think SVG for these are going to be big. Now, one thing I found with SVGs, when it's something that's got a lot of gradients in it and is complex, then it's too big. And it might be better going with the PNG, even though I try not to do PNGs. But I do have another trick for those as well. And which other one? There's something else I wanted to get. I wanted to get these grainy backgrounds. What happened to them? Oh, I feel like I'm missing something here. Let me go back over here to illustrations. Yeah, these are dope here. Yeah, these ones right here. Okay, let me download this. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to download the PNG for this one. All right, that's a big file. That's almost a gigabyte. That's going to take a while. But grains are pretty dope to use right now. I do like using them. All right, what do we got here? See, this is the only problem with SVG when it does come to gradients. Sometimes they do run into a little bit of problems, so we have to check those out. I'm going to go to contour right now. Let me go to those contours. Where are they at? I have my eye on one of them. All right. Not the shapes. Ooh, these are dope. Yeah, this is dope right here. Where's this one I just saw? Yeah, let's go ahead and drop that in there. I want to play with that one. Yeah, this is cool right here. I can see this being a fun graphic. All right, it's a solid vector, so it can only be one color. Probably would turn this one. Ah, that's kind of dope right there. Let me put this one a little bit green. Oh, I see what's happening. It's two files. All right, that's the background. We don't need that. All right, I'm going to move this outside here. I'm going to play with that later. Let me go back here because I have my eye on something right now that I want to try. I could definitely see lots of those being used, but where's the one thing at? Okay, I think it's going to be in here. All right, this is it right here. All right. So I want to put that, let me get rid of this. let me put this over here. All right, this is cool at this angle. Now we could flip it horizontally, but I wouldn't do it like this. When I'm putting a background graphic in, what I'm doing is I'm looking at where the call to actions are. Like we got the call to action right over here. And sometimes we'll have a call to action inside the menu. Like if this was like an actual website, I will put a contact, button up here as well as a call to action. Now, when we are like creating graphics to put in there, we want the flow to angle to those call to actions, because with this one right here, with this angling towards the call to action right here, we're subconsciously driving the user, we're guiding the eyes of the visitors to those actions right there. It works through all of design. If you like say like Nike and stuff like that, you'll see that whenever they position like one of their athletes or something, they're all going towards like the brand name or something like that. But yeah, I could definitely see this being super useful. Let me see something. All right, this is what I'm imagining right now. Oh no, that's what I want. Okay, I want this vector right here. And everything else we could delete. Yeah, this would be super dope right here. In fact, we could do something like, you know what? Let me do this right here. Turn that one, this color. Turn this one. Yeah, see, this could be a really dope background image, and we could even like make it full out more. All right, I'm going to export this one as an SVG. I don't know how it's going to come out. Now, one thing about SVG exports, especially with gradients, they don't always come out right because it's really code inside the SVG. So let's see if it does come out right. I can pull it up in my downloads. All right, it looks good. Let's go ahead and apply this to the site. Now I'm going to go to my container. I'm going to go to the background overlay and let me upload this. And by the way, for those looking for Midjourney, you can see right here, I'm already playing with Midjourney. I got some stuff coming up. That's gonna be next, like next level coming up as far as graphics. We're gonna see a huge. I feel like there's gonna be a big design trend coming in using Midjourney graphics. I could see it. All right. So the size, we could put cover. That doesn't look right. Let's go ahead and do custom. Yeah. See, so this is how I find my graphics. This is part of my process right here. I try out lots of things. So when I do build a site, I do go with the basic site first. I do go with keeping it clean. I'd rather build out the site like this first. I always use placement text. And when I use the placement text, I'm using the size of the text, like how much text I want to use. All the client has to do and all I have to do for the client is fill it in. And then for the graphics, I use placement graphics. Then at the very end, that's when I go through it. Like right now, this is more of a wireframe. I would be changing the backgrounds. I'll be putting like maybe something here, maybe like a gradient, like grainy something. I'll be trying different things, but it would all depend on the type of site. Now, if this was a site for like an elegant type of product that had a different demographic, that maybe needed something that was more classy, something more luxury, then I would be using a different type of graphic, maybe like those masks we're looking at from the other one. Now, I do want to. Oh, what's up, David? Then Yeah, man, there's a huge psychology around this. There really is. And when we're putting the graphics in, it's really important to look at how are we guiding that graphic to the call to action. It really does work. I've done a lot of heat maps throughout the years and a lot of testing, seeing how users behave, do a lot of conversion rate optimization. And it's amazing to see how we could impact that. We have a big impact on how users interact with websites. You know, how often are they clicking on the get started and stuff like that? All right. Okay, there was something else I wanted to show. All right, I have another trick right here. All right. So let's say we want to put an image here, but we don't just want an image. We want to do something a bit different right here. So let me go ahead and find an image. Do I have any here? I don't. You know what? This might be a good time to open up Midjourney. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Who else is on Midjourney? You know, I'm just going to go to community feed. I'm going to grab one here instead of creating one. All right, which one looks cool? All right, they all look pretty dope. I want to grab one that is a bit more portrait though. All right, I'll keep scrolling and geeking out. Let me go ahead and take this one right here. Let me save that. Save image. Housewives delight, right? This is the worst thing for productivity. If you want to get stuff done, don't get started on Midjourney. Once you crack open Midjourney, like hours go by. For real. Ah, yeah, Pez Reloaded for sure, for sure. David, I ran out of my pay. I didn't want to pay again, but I was like, I had to go. I had to go for it again. I had to get another month. All right, cool. So we got that one right here. Let me get that graphic. Let me drop that in here. And oh, my boards are all messed up. Now, normally when I'm doing this, my boards are a lot cleaner, but it's all good. Just geeking out right now. All right, let me crop this one a bit. Just want to crop it just so that way. This is usually where I like it to be right here. 4x500 is pretty good. All right. Now, you know, just a picture on its own could seem a bit plain, but we could do more with this graphic. We could take, let me take this one. Actually, this right here. Let me take this up. Let me duplicate it. I'm going to make two of these right here. And let me change the colors up on it. All right, and I'm going to make the first one a mint color. And then the second one, I am going to make this one. I will do the blue color. We'll keep the brand consistency. Now, everything that I'm doing here, this is all with the free account for Figma. Now, if you aren't like even creating mockups right now with Figma, it's still good to use. It's still a great tool to use for your web creation process. So you can see here, we're not doing mockups, but we could use it. I kind of use it like for me, my image maker is like my playground. You know, when I have a project, of course, it's a lot more detailed. But then when I'm like just working and doing something for myself and using it for me, I use it like a playground where I could create images, I could try new things, and it's a really good way to get started, I feel, to learn Figma and get into it. All right, there we go. Doesn't want to collapse. All right, let's do something like this right here. Let me make this a bit smaller. And I'll do the same here. What size is this? 196. Let me take it up to 200. Now, if you guys see my channel, you guys know that odd numbers drive me bonkers. I got a bit of OCD around that. I'll do the same thing here. Let me just take this down to 200. And do the same here. And then move this one over here. And then I could, let me go ahead and bring that to the front right here. Now we got this graphic right here. I could bring this in more. It doesn't have to be all out like this. Now, all right, I'm going to group these together for the graphic. So, whoops. Oh, my groups are all messed up. Let me ungroup. I've never done one of these live before, so this is all new right here. Now I'm gonna do this, image. Let me just this so I could identify it. All right, so let's say we create a graphic like this, and we want to do it. Now, one of my tricks that I do with this. So, if we were to export it, like you would have to export this as a PNG in order to capture these graphics on the side and to get the transparency on it. Because if we go here, let's say in this section right over here. All right, Andrew, what's up, man? Good to see you too. And Dave, the legend. All right. So good to see you, Dave, for sure, man. This is exciting. What a way to do a full first to do a first live. Have the master Dave Foy on here. Have an up and coming legend Imran up on here. I never thought this when I started doing this, going down this journey. So it's really exciting. All right, cool. So let's say here we're going to change the background color on this. Yeah. Let's say the background color. All right, it's an off-white right here. It's an off-white. Okay, we can leave it at this as an off-white. That's all good. Now, if we look at this graphic here, if we want to put this graphic over here and we want to keep these graphics that we put with the image, well, to keep that with the transparency, then we would need to export as a PNG. But a PNG would be massive. And if we do it right now as it is with a JPEG, then we're going to have a white background here, which even though this might look right, it's really off-white and it's going to look wrong. Let me show you guys what I mean. So I'm going to download a PNG and I'm going to download a JPEG. Let me just take this down to 1 so it's not massive. All right, which ones are they? All right, so we can see right here the JPEG, we got that white right there. And then the PNG, 534 KB, and that really can't be condensed. This one, we could condense this, and we could turn this into 60 KB. All right, and this is what I mean by it'll look all weird. Let me go ahead and just upload that and show it. Then I'm going to show you my fix for doing this, my trick around it. Yeah, it might be hard to see here, but let me change the background color. And you can see, it has that white. So just for the sake of this video, I'm going to make this light pink. We're going to make it a weird pink. Nah, that's too weird. I can't be weird. All right, we're just going to keep it the not so white. You can still see the white there. Now, my trick to doing this is to, I like to put a box behind it. So I just put my box behind it. I make sure the box is the right size for it. Let me go ahead and put this in my background right here. Then since I already have this as part of my globals, and I'm going to group this up with it, updated image. Now we could go ahead and export this one as a JPEG. And then I could go ahead. I use Affinity Photo, so I could, in fact, I could do that right now. Updated image. I could drag this into my Affinity Photo. And I could go ahead and drop this down to 80. Let me remove the metadata right here, the ICC profile. And I already got this now to 81 KB. I need to get this bigger though. Let me get this to 800. It's going to be a bit bigger. I could drop that down to 70. Export. Oops. Take it back to 80. It looked kind of grainy. All right. Export that. Updated image. Yeah, we could replace that. Now, when we upload it and we put it in there, it'll fit. And all I would do is make sure the background is the same color as the background of the site. All right. Wow, I made it 50 minutes. I wasn't planning it. I thought, 30 minutes. Look at everyone. I'm really grateful for everybody that showed up and joined and was part of this. I do have plans to bring on other people. I want to make this more, I want to make sure that when we're doing this is full of value and that something's being given out of it. This is just the beginning. Now, I've made the decision to go all in with content creation. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of me. And one thing I want to do is I want to connect with everybody as well. I know I've been getting lots of questions inside the videos I create, and I try to get to all of them, but sometimes I can't. So what I want to do is create the space and give this opportunity for all of us to be able to connect. This way you can answer questions directly to me. We'll have some AMAs coming up. I want to bring in some stuff that is more design focused, more on design systems, improving Elementor websites, and other ones too. It could be Bricks or just Gutenberg, because I am now also using Bricks. And this year, I also have plans on doing more with Gutenberg as well. I just want to connect with you all because I love WordPress, web design, and the community that's involved with it. It's like you guys are my people. Like I can go out to dinner with friends, but very few I could connect with on this kind of level. I have a couple friends that are, we geek out on the same things, but all you guys, we all geek out together. All right. Pentola77, what's up? What's up? All right, cool. So before we bounce and we wrap this one up, does anybody have any questions? Or would anybody else want to see something as far as graphics goes or questions about it? I know there's a bit of delay, so I'm going to wait for about 15, 20 seconds. And yeah, if I don't hear anything, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. And then if you guys have any ideas as well, you can hit me up. You know what? I need to update something on my YouTube channel. I want to make it easier for people to contact me. I'm going to start using Instagram a lot more to communicate. So a good place to reach out to me would be on Instagram. Send me a DM there. I'll definitely get back to everyone. Hit me up with any kind of question. It's all good. Cool. Partho, what's up, brother? Good to see you here, man. All right, everyone. I'm going to wrap it up. I hope everybody has a good, productive day or night or morning, wherever you guys are located. Wait, we do got a question. What websites do I recommend for getting those graphics and contours you use? Okay, so one of the websites, in fact, let me put this inside the chat. This is one that I just got. It's pretty dope. Like I found some good resources in it, and the price is definitely good for it. The price is right for it. So I put the link to it in here. It's definitely a good one. Now, if you do have the budget, this one, it isn't cheap. Let me see. All access pass. It's not a grip either. You got $188 for 3 months. But usually when I get this, say if I'm like really doing a lot of design, I'll pick this up. You know, recently I've been doing a lot more creative direction and haven't had to use it. But, you know, like I've gotten this plan, I think 2 times already, you know, when I go through design spurts or I just need to change things up. I go with the 6-month plan, and that's because I could download more during the day, which does really help out. That's going to be UINet. Let me copy and paste that into the chat as well. And let me see what else. So Avanto, definitely use Avanto. For me, Avanto works out, you know, because it has so much more than graphics. Say one of the things we had to do was photos. I had to like put together something recently for a project on the photos. And really quick, I'll show you guys a little trick. Let's say I'm looking for a chef. Like, say it's a restaurant. Say we're making a restaurant, website. So we go over to the restaurant. Okay, we're on photos right here. One trick that I found was I could find a restaurant, and sometimes when I go through and look at the person who uploaded it, I could go to the see more, and what I found was, okay, this person didn't do it. But what I found was a lot of the people uploading them have packs full of images. So it could be like the same restaurant, but like 20 different images of the restaurant. So you could like download like a whole pack. And it's really useful for projects, super useful. So, you know, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I got to go through the fonts. I haven't really used the fonts, but creating videos, they have like stuff that I can use for videos and stuff like that as well. And Pentola, looking for motion animation on Elementor. Am I planning? Yes, yes, man. Yeah. So we got some stuff with development coming in. The lead developer that's been working with Lytbox, my man Stefano, he's going to be coming in as well, doing some of these lives. We're looking to do something showing some GSAP coming on. Right now, I'm currently using motion.page. I've been testing it out, really digging it. So I got some content with that coming out. But for anybody who wants to learn like GSAP and learn coding and stuff for motion, my man, he's going to be coming on and showing a lot more of that. He's super good with that stuff. He did everything for our Lytbox agency website. Cedric, what's up, man? Happy New Year's, bro. Good to see you. Good to see you, mate. All right. How do I export the Figma design to WordPress? I don't export it to WordPress. Like I know there's a way to export the code, but nothing directly to WordPress. So what I do is, you know, once the design is done, I'm using this design to build. So like say this is the menu, like, you know, I go in and I have my design process and build process where we go, okay, let's build a menu and we make it just like this. And same thing through. And then the designs are all high fidelity designs. So like inside our designs, like I'm making sure that right here, like this one, this would be 20 pixel spacing. This one will be 40 pixel spacing right here. Let me get it right. And that way, when we do build the design, it is, you know, it's pixel perfect and ready to go. That way, when we're developing it, there's no like guesswork really to it because it's already there. But as far as exporting it, it would be cool. It would be cool. But I feel like even if there's an export tool, I could just see some things going wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's just, maybe we're just not there yet. Hopefully, soon we will be. Ah, for sure, David Den, for sure. Let me see. I'm trying to think of some other resources. I know there's a lot of good ones. Now I do use Flaticon. Flaticon is really good as well. I've been able to create graphics actually for websites with Flaticon. Just got to kind of go through it and play around. The thing is, once you start to see things, once you're able to like go through here, and after you've done this for a bit, you're able to see, like, I was able to look at these contours right here and see this one. I'm like, dude, okay, I can see that fitting right there. Something like this one right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but this would look weird. I don't see this graphic. Maybe it could be used. But once you start going through, you can start to see, hey, this would be super dope to use. This one for sure would be really cool. In fact, a designer I work with, Lauren, let me see really quick. Let me go to our website. I believe she was using graphics like those on her course. All right, something similar graphics right there that she used. Now, this is by Lauren. She's one of my teachers and mentors. When I started off building websites, you can see she used those graphics here. Yeah, she has been like, the person I learned the most from when it comes to design. Her design skills are just next level, like incredible. If you want to check out her work, check out Brave Factor. Like, Lauren is one of the best designers that I know in web design. I just got to show it off because she just rebuilt her site. Super, super dope. So yeah, if you ever want to know about design, okay, I'm fumbling from the mouth right now, and I'm just going to start talking gibberish. It's late night over here. Any other questions? Drop them out. I want to keep it open. I want to make sure there's chances for there's an opening for questions, even if my battery's winding down. Hey Cedric, yeah. So I do have the design course coming out, designing with Elementor, and I do have something showing process on creating graphics and how to add them. Right now, what we're doing right now is pretty much just like off the top of the head, and just a little bit more of the thinking part. What I'm going to have though inside the course is going to be much more detailed and structured and streamlined as well. But definitely creating graphics is a big part. Again, though, like for me, my process is I first create the outline of everything. Like my designs, they're going to start off like this. They're going to start off with the outline. And then after the outline, we're going to start adding on top of it because we want to see what works. It's a lot more productive to start with something clean and minimal and then to add bits on it instead of starting with something with a bunch of stuff on it. Because if you start with a bunch of stuff on it, that is where, let me stop the screen share. That's where the design looks off, and then you get stuck and can't figure out what's wrong with the design. But start off minimal, because even if it's minimal with just a little bit of graphics and a little bit of creativity, a little bit of backgrounds, the design is going to look super dope. It's going to look a lot better than something that is cluttered with a bunch of stuff that is randomly placed all over. For sure, Housewives Alive. I'm so glad to see you here, all of you. Means a lot. Samita, okay, you got a question for sure. Would love to know more about the design psychology. All right, we're gonna go into that more coming up. Definitely. There's a whole there's there's a psychology and a science behind it. I feel like there's a lot to it. So we'll definitely do more of it. I'm really glad to hear this feedback, and yeah, I'll plan out some more stuff. And definitely hit me up too if you have ideas, if you want to learn about something, because the ideas that I get to do stuff like this, it's coming from all of you. I want to make sure that I'm sharing like my experience, what I do, and everything, that it is something that is wanted and needed, and that could be helpful. All right, everyone. If there's any questions, I want to keep it open for 20 seconds for the delay. So drop in the question. If not, we'll go ahead and call it and wrap up this first live. What a first live. I didn't even think anyone was going to show up, to be honest. I never, this is all new. I just had to go for it. Like I said, Imran was a big inspiration, a big booster. I love what he's been doing. He's been just so active. He's definitely been inspiration. And then to see a legend like Dave Foy show up, you guys, 6 years ago when I was learning, 5, 6 years ago when I was learning WordPress, I remember Dave Foy was one of those first guys I was learning from. And when you're learning from one of those first guys and you see him, they're legends and they really stick with you. And he's definitely one of those guys that has stuck with me. And then now, all these years later, to be able to connect with him, and I'm just super grateful for this journey. All right, everyone. Losing my voice right now. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for showing up. I'm really grateful for all of you for being here. And we got more of them coming up. All right. Cheers.